What's up YouTube, it's TF Collector here, and today we're going to be reviewing the Transformers Studios Series number 11 Deluxe Class Lockdown from Transformers Age of Extinction. So let's get started with this review and take a look at the package that Lockdown comes in. Right up front, a very nice picture of Lockdown. He is number 11 of Studio Series. He is locked down with a Decepticon logo there, even though he's not really a Decepticon. Ages 8 and up, Hasbro, Transformers Age of Extinction is the movie. This is from Transformers down the side, Generations there, Takara there. On this side, he is number 11 of Studio Series. Nice profile image of Lockdown there. He is a deluxe class. On this side, same image of Lockdown zoomed out. Looks very nice. Authentic Transformers, Autobot logo there. On the back of the packaging, he is, of course, big screen inspired from Transformers Age of Extinction, specifically the enemy ship infiltration scene. His name's Lockdown. You have some nice images there of the figure. He transforms in 14 steps. Lockdown proves why he is one of the most feared bounty hunters across the galaxies. And you can build the cast here with these three figures. All three of those figures have reviews up on the channel. Check those out if you want. And he comes with a backdrop we'll take a look at later. He's a licensed Lamborghini, Hasbro logo there. On the bottom, barcode. On the top, Transformers Age of Extinction. And moving on, before we go to the figure himself, he does, of course, have his instruction manual, number 11 of Studio Series Lockdown. Picture of the figure there, 8 and up. Age of Extinction, Deluxe Class, Transformers, Generations. On the back, Takara, licensed Lamborghini figure, and Hasbro. And moving on, I say it's time we talk about the figure itself. And Lockdown here in vehicle mode is, of course, a Lamborghini. I'm pretty sure Aventador. Don't take my word on that, though. I'm not positive. But just coming in here so we can take a look at the details here in vehicle mode. You can see you have the Lamborghini logo there. You have two nice headlights just done in this very, very pretty gray plastic. Looks really good. Looks like he did in the movie. You can see he does have pinned on wheels, so they of course will roll very well. The wheels themselves are in a gray plastic. Just coming up through the top, you see very nice details all throughout. Nice sculpting and detailing. Even the back windows here look very nice. On the back here, you do have two painted taillights. Those look pretty good. You have a spot you can put a license plate. None there, though. You have your exhaust down there. Some more lights that aren't picked out in paint. But overall, just looking at this figure, even the door handles detailed in. Very nice, just sculpting, and looks just like the Lamborghini does in the movie. So overall, this figure looks really good in vehicle mode. And overall, I'm very pleased. Even on the bottom, you can see his head's tucked away, but you can see most of his vehicle parts. But overall, here in vehicle mode, I think Lockdown looks very, very good. Now, Lockdown is a very rare case for a deluxe class because he does include two accessories, starting with his hook that is seen in the movie, just done in a gray plastic here, but looks very nice. Awesome sculpted detailing all throughout. Looks really good overall. I think that looks pretty well. And it does have a hinge here, so you can move this up and down if you want. Looks pretty cool. And the other one you get is also seen in the film, and it is his dagger here. And you can see also that in that same gray plastic, but the details all throughout look very, very good. Detailed on both sides. Looks beautiful. Now these can store here in the vehicle mode. And basically you see there's a slot there, and there's a tab there on the inside. And you can just tab that in there. And if you want to tab his hook on to the other side, just close it up. And you can tab it into this one. You see same tab slot situation there. Just tab that in, and you can have Lockdown all armored out rolling through the streets. And he does, of course, roll. Now to bring a couple quick comparisons in here with Lockdown. Here he is with his wave mate, Studio Series number 10 Deluxe Jazz. You have a Pontiac and a Lamborghini, quite possibly the two different ends of the spectrum when it comes to sports cars and pricing. But you can see here, he is quite larger than Jazz. I'm not sure what the scale between these two vehicles is in real life, so I couldn't tell you if this is real life accurate or not, but I think they look pretty good together. A solid wave of deluxes we have here. And the other comparison, I figured we'd bring in Studio Series 02 Stinger, because he is also from Age of Extinction. Now these are on the same level when it comes to pricing of sports cars, the Pagani Huayra and the Lamborghini Aventador, I think. Huayra and Aventador. I think I'm right. Don't take my word on it, but you can see they do scale pretty good together. They are about the same size. Lockdown is a tad bit bigger. But with all of that being said, I think it is time that we see if the robot mode is as awesome looking as this vehicle mode, a Lamborghini we get here is. So to begin transformation for lockdown here, the first thing I'm going to do is move my camera up a little so that you can hopefully see what I'm doing a little better. Now the first thing we're going to do is come here to the sides and just try to get a hold of these arms here. They are slotted in behind this section, so just pull those out. And they will come out right here as well. They also tab in up front here. So make sure you get the tab out from under this piece here and also come up front and untab them from the front bumper section just by pushing them down. They're usually up there, just pull them down to get them untabbed. Now what we can do is come back here and we're gonna get this whole section undone. So these two sections, we just push up on those and they will come up, and you can also come here and just start to bring this piece up a little bit like so. And moving on, what we can do is come here and go ahead and fold these pieces in and bring this piece up flush against the back just like so, and angle this piece up a little higher and get that out of the way. Now we can work on the legs. You're just going to split the legs and rotate them at the thigh swivel. Come here to the feet and you want to untab these pieces and swing the feet down, and then just bring these pieces up against the back so that you have a heel spur there. Do the same thing here on the other side. Just untab those pieces from the back, swing the foot down, bring these pieces around so that you have a heel spur there, and there you have the legs for lockdown all done. If we can get them straightened out. Now what we can do is we can work on the arms. So the first thing we're going to want to do is just untab the arm from here and rotate it like so. Now what we're going to do is come here to this piece and flip it all the way around to the other side like so, and then take this piece and rotate it around, hopefully, and that piece might pop off. It does on my copy, but rotate that around. I'll get that piece put back on here in a second. Actually, I'm going to do that now. And now that I got that piece back on, we can come here and do the same thing on the other arm. So rotate that around. Come here, push this piece to the other side, and rotate this arm around like so. And the arms should look like that once you're done. Now get your finger in here and you can pull his head up. Just try to get it like that and just pull the head up like so, and then get your finger back in here and you can see I'm going to try to get an angle here. You're just pushing his chest outwards, so hopefully you could see that. Let's see if I can do it again so you can see it a little better. Hopefully this time you can see it is in like that, and you're just pushing it out like so. And now we have his upper body all done. So now we just need to work on the absolutely enormous backpack. We'll get to that later, but use this top hinge of this double hinged piece to bring this piece down, and use the rest of the hinges to flatten it out. And then this is just going to come up flush against his back. And with all of that said and done, here you have a lockdown in his robot mode. And with lockdown all transformed here into robot mode, I think that he is a little bit overhated, but he is certainly not perfect. So let's start by looking at the details here. You can see right up front the face sculpt there. It looks very, very nice, very lockdowny. You see the green eyes, the silver on the face plating. That looks very nice in my opinion. I really like the way that the face sculpt works. Now the rest of the body is also detailed very nicely with some different gunmetal grays, some golds here, some blues here, some silvers up top, a little throughout. A nice scratch detailing there on the chest. I think that the details in the chest and the upper legs looks really good, along with the shoulders. I think that all of those bits look really, really good. You can see the feet there. Now his arms are just a panel design, you can see, but I don't think they necessarily look bad. But what does look bad is that. So that is a complaint I'm not going to spend too much time on. But yeah, big backpack should have been done a different way. Wish they could have designed this better. Looks really bad in robot mode, and you can see it from the front too, so it's not like an angle thing where I can be like, oh, you can't even see it from the front, quit complaining. No, you can. So I can complain about this one because it kind of ruins the whole shaping of this guy. It's supposed to be a real skinny bounty hunter. Now looks like he's just a big old chunky boy. But all said, I think the detailing is nice, and I think they actually painted this figure pretty well. But I do think that these areas here on these biceps look a little too big. It doesn't look too proportional, and also that backpack really just ruins the stature of Lockdown from Age of Extinction. Now, as far as articulation for Lockdown, the head is on a ball joint, but it is a collar design, so you can't really get a full 360. You can get a little boots and cats going. He can look up a little, he can look down a little. If you push his head back, it does rotate a little side to side, but you can't really get that full 360 just due to the collar design. Shoulders are also on ball joints. They can almost do a full 360 until you start hitting the backpack, and then you start hitting this piece. So you can't really do a full 360, and they do like to get stuck, but you can move them forward, and you can also move them back a little. They can move out that far. You do have a bicep swivel right there. You do have an elbow bend on a ball joint there to 90 degrees. Nothing at the wrist, nothing at the wrist. You do have a rotation here at the waist. Fortunately, we love waist swivels here on my channel. The legs can kick forward this high. They can kick back that far, not very far, just that far. They can kick out, not a full split, but they can get out a little bit. You do have thigh swivel. You do have knee bend up to 90 degrees, and due to transformation, you do have ankle going up and down. No tiltage, unfortunately, but you can move it up and down if you wish to do so. So overall, articulation isn't terrible, but it is a little limited due to the design of the collar and the backpack. Now, of course, Lockdown can wield his weapons here in robot mode, so we can give him them one of two ways. He can either hold this one, but I like to peg this one onto the arm here. Just tab it in, just like you did for vehicle mode, like so. And then when it comes to this, you could tab this on the arm, but I like to do the opposite here and actually have him hold that post there. It goes over the side of the arm also, so it looks like his hand has transformed, and you can have Lockdown wielding his weapons, and I think that does make him look a little bit better. Still not perfect, but I do like him better decked out in his weapons. And for a couple quick comparisons here with Lockdown, here he is with Studio Series 10, his wave mate, Deluxe Jazz. You can see there Lockdown does tower over Jazz here in robot mode. Now, I must say, unfortunately, I do think that Lockdown is the weaker figure out of this wave. I think Jazz is a really good figure, and Lockdown is a decent, maybe leaning towards good figure, but I think they do look pretty good together, and that is a pretty cool looking wave that we got there from Studio Series. And the other one, of course, Studio Series 02, Stinger here in robot mode, and you can see Lockdown also pretty taller than Stinger. There, looks very, very nice. A little Age of Extinction baddies group shot so far. And yeah, let's go ahead and move on. And the last thing to talk about here with Lockdown is, of course, the sadly soon to be discontinued base of display that he comes with here. You can see he is number 11 of Studio Series from Age of Extinction, authentic Transformers Autobot, authentic Generations, all that good stuff, and you just get this good picture of the enemy ship from Age of Extinction, and you can place Lockdown right there if you want, and that is a pretty cool display option if you want to take advantage of it. So that is my review for the Transformers Studio Series number 11 Deluxe Class Lockdown from Age of Extinction. And I'm going to start this off by saying I came into this review knowing that this figure was really hated throughout the Transformers community. And I was thinking in my brain, I really don't hate this figure. I like this figure from what I remember, and I'm going to try to give it a positive rep at the end of this video. But unfortunately, after messing around with it a little bit, I don't think I can give it as much of a positive rep as I want. Now, I will say this is a decent leaning towards good figure. It's not a leaning towards bad figure like most people act like it is. It does have good paint, good details, especially on the chest area, the upper shoulders, and the thighs here in robot mode. The vehicle mode looks really, really good in my opinion. I think they got the Lamborghini down. The head sculpt is absolutely beautiful. The accessories are nice, but unfortunately, it does also fall short in a few areas. Those biceps are absolutely unproportional. Looks a little bit ridiculous. The transformation is very simple and a little enjoyable, but also it just feels like you're going from point A to point B without really doing a whole lot. But I mean, it's decently enjoyable, so I won't complain about it too much. But of course, the big bad is the backpack here on this figure. If I move him here, you can see he's supposed to be just this skinny. I know the design is really hard to put into toy form, but he's supposed to just be this skinny figure that looks like the skinny guy that was in Age of Extinction, but this backpack just bulks him out and makes him look just unproportional compared to what he was supposed to be, along with those biceps that I've already mentioned. And also one other to mention is these the car doors that they use for the forearms also look a little bit too thick. So overall, I don't think they got the proportions of the character down. I know that's a really nitpicky thing to say, judging that he is like the skinniest, most clean Transformer in the history of all Transformers in the movies, but they did Galvatron later on in the line, and I think he looks a lot better and gets the proportions a lot better than this Deluxe Lockdown does. Now, I know a lot of people are calling for a redo of this figure since the Volkswagen version of Bumblebee from the Bumblebee movie is getting a redo. Hopefully we'll get to take a look at that figure soon when it comes in the mail, but I mean, I would agree. I think this guy could use a rerun, probably with a Voyager class price point. That way they can use some more techniques and just get a better design so the figure turns out better all around. So overall, if I had to give Lockdown Hero a rating, I'm going to give him a 7 out of 10. I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt. I would say 6 or 6.5, but I do actually like the details, and I can tell some effort was put into the figure. So I'm going to give him the 7 because other than the backpack and a little bit of limited articulation and those biceps and forearms, I mean, the vehicle looks really good, and the transformation is halfway decent. So I'll give him a 7 out of 10. That's my review for Transformers Studio Series number 11, Deluxe Class Lockdown. And I'll see you next time with Voyager Class Brawl. See you then. Peace.